I was the #1 player drafted. I was the Heisman Trophy winner. I won an MVP. I'm your favorite football player's favorite football.
This is Pat Sertan.
And I'm Terrion Arnold, TA.
And this is Close on Sundays, a Wave original.
Presented by Toyota. Let's go places.
Close on Sundays viewers, we have a true great, true legend joining us today. From college to the league, a killer on and off the field, doing his thing. My boy Cam Newton in the building today. What's going on, my dog?
What's up? What's good with it?
All right. We're going to go ahead and start it from the top, man. You already know. Hey.
Let's have some fun.
We got a real guy, the definition of Mr. Speak His Mind.
Yeah.
You know, before we get into the real stuff, I got to go in and pop it off, man. You know, but as someone who has texted you personally and knows that it's not just a thing for the internet, we got to know, why do you type like that? Like, genuinely, where did that come from?
It's the brand. It's gotten to a point now, if I text somebody regular, they be like, what's wrong? That's not Cam. You see what I'm saying? Like, when you lean in and you commit, you got to commit in everything. You feel me? So I've been doing this. So y'all are young. So there was a wave, no pun intended. There was a wave around like 2014, 13, where people were coming out with apps, right? They had the emojis, they had the Steph Curry had an app, LeBron, I don't know. There's a lot of entertainers and influencers and athletes that was coming out with apps. Well, during that time, I got offered a deal like, yo, do you want to create your app too? And I was like, well, if I create something, I want to have it to be something that I actually use. So then, just so happened, somebody was looking at me right. And I'm a person, I grew up with, you know, my grandmother, my mother, as well as my father, 3-parent household. My grandmother and my mother wrote fluid cursive. So I write cursive. That's a lost art. So when that person was looking at me right, he was like, yo, like, you got good penmanship. And I was like, boom, that's it. We all don't write the same, so why should we all type the same? If I were to give all of us a sheet of paper right now and say, hey, I love football, it's going to look completely different on everybody's sheets of paper, but it's going to say the same. And what I started realizing, it started off as a joke, and then it started to morph into, I was really getting people's undivided attention when I would text. So they wasn't just skimming. They were like, yo, why are you texting like that? And I was like, instead of focusing on what the text looks like, focus on what the text say. 10 years later, you know, here we are. When you get the NFL to write and copy your type of style when they're referring to you, that's pretty cool. So that's like that's the genesis of how we got to why I type like that, is because of it's an actual app. I post my way. And it's a custom keyboard. So everybody's always like, how long does it take you to type? Like, how your keyboard pulls up, I have characters that just allows me to text fluid like that.
And what about the hats? You know, where do you even get those?
It's my hat company. Y'all know, it's a brand. You have to be on brand all the time. And I fell in love, like, I grew up wearing hats, like, born and raised in Atlanta. So we were wearing like Atlanta Braves hats, all the colors, you know. Then you go to college and then that's when you get the Yankee fitted, you get so many different other hats. So when I started to like come into my own style, I was like, why is everybody wearing the same hats? Why is everybody standing in line for the same shoes? Like, I wanted to look different. So I started to fall in love with fedoras, and not just fedoras. When I seen somebody, Alberto Hernandez is my hatter now. When I seen him make my hat from scratch, they call it a bespoke hat. So it starts off in the felt and he handcrafts, you know, everything. So whatever you may see, even down to the bottom it's handmade. It's like a real true work of art. And I fell in love with it. So every hat is a one-of-one. And it makes that experience just a little bit, more near and dear.
The hair.
So you just ripping them all off.
I'm just asking what the people want.
Listen, I love it. So the hair came through the idea of both of y'all play cornerback. Being a quarterback, him, Bo, that also came through C1N, Pat, from your element of a Jared Goff, Terrion, it's like you have to be a certain type of way. You're the team CEO. You got to pander to the offensive line, the defensive line, the linebackers, the receivers, the running backs, the kickers, the punters, the training staff, the wait staff, the cafeteria staff and everything. Oh, that's just the ground level. What about the general manager, the head coach, the position coach, the defensive coordinator? Oh, that's just that level. Hey, what about ticket sales and the ownership? And like you start to realize like you are the CEO of that organization. Well, when I started this journey in the NFL, I never lost myself, but I always did what I did for the impact. And where I'm from, like I mentioned, Atlanta, Georgia, there's a lot of people that don't have hope because not a lot of people look like them. So when I, pursued trying to be the best and the greatest that I could possibly be, there was a void because when I would go back home, I would see dreadlocks. I would see like the nappy hair with the fresh hairline. And then I see, guys that may look like rappers, but they was going to Morehouse. They was going to Clark. They was going, to these schools. And I'm like, well, who is an example that they can see on TV, on the internet, on Instagram or something that's successful, but also looks like them? And that's the real thing. So for me, wearing my hair the way I wear my hair is almost empowering the next generation or people that feel like me, that have my same type of moral compass. And it's not about race or anything. It's just about saying like, bro, you can be uniquely you and you could do certain things your way. And it doesn't have to, have a cap, or you don't have to feel lesser than because you grew your hair out. You know what I'm saying? Like you can really be educated and really be talented by having this pursuit or this drive to be the best version of yourself as possible.
That's real. Shoot. That's as real as it get, my boy. I mean, a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know the history behind a lot of things. So that's real from your perspective. But moving on to the nitty gritty stuff, you've been very outspoken about the quarterback development. Why do you think QB play has declined so much over the last 10 years? Or has it declined, or is it just a little bit different nowadays?
Hey, Pat, you ruffle some feathers, Pat.
No.
Nah.
I'm trying to identify. I don't think a lot of quarterbacks have the time and the grace like they once did. And when you think about quarterbacks like Andrew Luck, when you think about quarterbacks like CJ Stroud, when you think about quarterbacks like myself, Robert Griffin III, who came into the league like a Ben Roethlisberger, like who came into the league and had instant success. Our savior's here, you know what I'm saying? And gone are the days where Jordan Love is like, it's a unicorn approach. Guys who sit behind, like you're drafted to play now. You know what I'm saying? And that impacts development. Now we're seeing guys like Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Mac Jones, become journeymen before they can finally find a home, which in other places and other times and other eras, we was expecting the quarterback that we drafted, the Troy Aikmans, to sit out for a couple years. Hey, Brett Favre, he wasn't mature enough, so he just sits out for a couple years. Michael Vick, you know what I'm saying, sit behind Chris Chandler. Why did I know this? I'm from Atlanta. I seen this whole development, kind of happen. Quarterbacks were not asked to be the savior not this fast. So when you draft a guy and hints towards another C1N alum who's potentially going to be the first pick of the draft if he decides to come out, Adante Moore, who's at Oregon. Hey, bro, you're not going to have the same grace and patience because teams, organizations, and fan bases are putting you in an unrealistic expectation because of what we've seen in the past. Look at a guy like Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence has a head coach in Liam Cohen, who this is his first year as a head coach, but this is not Trevor Lawrence's first year. Well, we're seeing phases and flashes of Trevor Lawrence perform at a level where we never question coaching. We never question scheme. We never question, management. We just gave Terrion Arnold X amount of dollars. He has to be ready to play. We just gave Passer defensive play. Listen, figure it out. But what about when the player says, dog, I've been playing my way my whole life. Now you trying to change certain things up and you making football too complex. What about that? So when I mean development, or when you talk about development, it's very sensitive because I believe in accountability across the board, not just one-dimensional for the player. I think in every situation, the player would not have gotten drafted if he didn't know how to play. I think it's the challenge for the coach to understand, like, yo, the way I coach a Tom Brady is not the same way that I can coach a Cam Newton. The same way I could coach a Cam Newton is going to be completely different than how I coach a Josh Allen. The same way that I coach a Justin Herbert is going to be different than how I coach a Jalen Hurts. So it's the nuances of the coach to really strategize and say, how can I make my belief showcase through the athlete the best way I know how.
Do you think it's the same way for a cornerback?
Yes, absolutely. I think in some ways it could get even tougher for y'all because, man, where the league is right now, bro.
We can take my situation. Okay, boom. How it was with me. You get drafted first round. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Coming to the league. When you come into the league as a rookie, and Pat knows, coming from Alabama, we played cover 7, cover 8. You might be playing man.
Full mod, all that.
Yeah, full mod. What, Pat? We were playing man maybe 47% of the time.
Yeah, everything turns into man.
Yeah.
Past 5 yards down the field. Man match.
But
zone match.
Look, that's cover 3. That's Rip Liz, then we carry it. We talking about true man, Pat, like hottest in the league, Pat. Like we talking about Pat, perfect example, like one round, we talking about mint sunfish. Like we talking about, think about it, 4 mile, you still got safety help. It's like really essentially like cover 4. Okay, boom.
So, look at y'all. Y'all having this.
Nah, But look, Cam, look.
Little brief discussions, pro discussions.
Me and Pat talked about it. So with me, Cam, I go from that, and I get to my situation. It's like, dang, boy, I'm playing man. What, you mean to tell me I'm playing man 55% of the time? And then I go from looking like, because when you in the game, me and Pat talked about this. When you in the game, it don't necessarily feel like you really on the island. So you look at it from the other angle. When you look at your safety, we're going to show a too high shell, but this safety going to roll down. The quarterback already know what you in. And it's just you and him and God. And maybe the sidelines. Hey, maybe the sidelines if he got a wide split. Maybe the sidelines, Cam, if he got a wide split. So like you go from that, Cam, and then you know how I talk to you about it, like as far as like with my growing pains, and then like when you really break it down, like for what it is, like was you asked or did you know you was gonna have to do all that? But then at the same time, how I look at it too, Cam, like did it shape me into how I approached year 2? Yeah, like I mean, Cam, you know me, I don't that Twitter and all that, I don't even have that during the season. I ain't know I played that much, man. Like I'm looking at it like, I ain't like, well, I'm really.
You know what I think is interesting to hear even both of y'all kind of talk is that you guys' situation is not normal. I think you guys arguably played under a system and a program that shapes you for the next level.
Yeah.
being under Nick Saban's tutelage, like I didn't come close to having the opportunity to play for a guy like that. I played against him. And it's just different. You know what I'm saying? I think when you talk about we played 47% and then now we're at 55%, it's like, bro, y'all see the game in a different way.
Yeah.
Right? And you're talking to a cat that played in the league long enough to see quote unquote good players play bad, and then you quote unquote see undrafted free agents play out of their mind.
Yeah.
Like, bro, how you go undrafted? You see what I'm saying? It's all about development. It's all about how you see the field, and it's all about being in the right position, but having the position to be in. That's where the coaching come in at, and allowing you to play to your strength.
Yeah.
A lot of these cornerbacks come into the league that are not man-to-man players. It may look like man, but they are not able to find a Jamar Chase, to find an Amon-Ra, to find, Justin Jefferson, to find the league's number or that team's number one player and say, okay, bro, it's me and you for 60 minutes. Like, you gonna win some. I hope I win more. But it really comes down to
Cam, at the end of the day, the odds are against me. the odds are against me. If you throw a deep ball, you basically banking on like it's three scenarios for you. It's either gonna be incomplete. All right, we're gonna go repeat second down. I'm gonna draw this PI. The ball gonna get plays at the spot of foul, or I'm gonna catch the ball. For the DB, what? I hope I pick it. Like, but like with that right there. Cause like even like how me and Pat talk about it, Cam, like, do you think like it should be like a difference just as far as like it's one thing for players to make the scheme come to life. That's why I feel like most people don't even understand, even such as like a quarterback. Like you couldn't take Lamar's scheme and give it to Bo Nix. Like, nah, this is what Lamar is good at. But that's the same thing that people don't really understand, even with corners, though, Cam. Like,
I think Bo could do a Lamar Jackson scheme though. Like Bo is really
let me tell you. Okay,
Jared Goff trying to do a Lamar Jackson scheme.
But then you wouldn't take that. You couldn't take JG's scheme and give it to Lamar. Like, just as far, but it's the same thing with cornerbacks. But I think it's kind of like downplayed a little bit because like people don't know. Like, it's one thing for people to be really, really successful. Like how me and Pat say, like even with us in our schemes, like, shoot, you be wanting to catch picks, but you playing man to man half the time. Like a lot of people, when you go look at picks, like if I go and catch a pick, like Pat post ball, I gotta go and get that. Okay, man, we're gonna play vision. We're gonna play vision, man.
I also feel like through the stature of it, I feel like a lot of these like coaches, personnel lose a lot on some uncut gems just because they wasn't patient with them. Like I feel like, these quarterbacks develop over time and they may not realize it. Obviously everybody trained in the off season, work on their mechanics, work on their intangibles. Then once they get into the season, the expectancy, like, okay, we expect you to do this, do that. And they don't see it. Then it's like, boom, okay, what we need to do? Now everybody's rushing. But this dude here, he's taking his time. He working hard, being patient. Then you let him go to another team and he snapped. And now that team in the bind because they don't realize, dang, we could have been patient with this dude. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's the downfall of some coaches and organizations on not being patient because it's not the talent. It's the part of just so being optimistic and allowing this dude to have a chance to work within the scheme that he's probably not accustomed to.
With that, because like my teammate made that like very, very vague to me, like Alex Anzalone. Like I'll never forget this conversation he had with me. Like, yeah, you know it's a little different for you. You went first round. Like it's a lot of good players in the league who it go to waste just because the position they in. They don't have the time to develop. And like that's the harsh reality of it, Cam. Like I know with me. I thank God I went to an organization and went to a team that trusts me and is allowing me to grow. Like, I really thank God. Like, my best ball is ahead of me because I'm able to be in a situation like this. Like, everything I'm gaining, like, the number one teacher, Cam, that can't nobody tell you, and you even know there's the same thing in life. Like, the number one thing can't nobody prepare you for is you have to experience it. Like it's no
reps.
drill that can simulate, okay, man, it's 4th and 1, it's 17 seconds left in the game. The ball coming to you, you know the ball coming to you, you know you gotta stop it. What drill is going, like, it's no drill that can prepare you for that, Cam. It's no drill that can prepare you for, all right, man, we'd have been in the game, man. You got 3 PIs, man. You still got to go out here and continue to go out the number 1 receiver, man. You know they talk about you. They frying you in the group chat. 2 of the PI might not even be your fault. Ty went to the receiver. You a rookie. Like, Cam, there's nothing that can prepare you for that. And then, Cam, even taking it to another level with you, I mean, you know, because you played quarterback, so like it's really gonna fall on you. Like taking it to another level, Camp, it's nothing to prepare you for. All right, man, you just had a phenomenal game last week. We're gonna build you up. We're gonna talk about you. You just lost this game. We're gonna talk about you like a dog. You turn on the TV, you can't escape it. You open your phone, you can't escape it. Now you laying in your bed. Who you gonna call on? They ain't checking on you. But then you got to get ready for next week. Like
they ain't checking for
like but that's real, boy. That's real.
Yeah, I'll tell you like this. The development part that you was talking about, Pat, I'll give you an example. George Pickens, right? To see what George Pickens has done for the Dallas Cowboys, he's kind of been quiet these last couple of weeks, but the Steelers gave up on him. What's the Steelers' deficiency this year? You know, talent on a receiver position. You know, what you got from DK hasn't necessarily been what you would have expected, but he's had a very quiet year. I think he got 850 this year, which has been more than I would have expected. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but needless to say, on another hand, with your part, Terrion, is giving that 3, 2, 1 in the driveway is different than when it's actually in the game and you start, we're playing in front of 95,000. And it's different. And those elements matter. Those elements of like, bro, you know this dude, you looking up at the stat sheet at the game, he's like, damn, my boy got 111 already.
hey, hold on. Boy, hey, Cam, you just said a whole lot. Hey, boy, you sitting on the bench and looking like, hey, boy, you got, bro. Dang.
Like what, 3-4 receptions?
Hey, you look up.
$20.
Hey, then Cam, the worst feeling about it, Cam, you can't even go to. Hey, then you know you can't go to the media and say, "Oh yeah, I ain't gonna lie, you know it was the middle here." Like, I'm talking about. I had a scenario where I'm like, "Oh man, we was in cover 2, man. I just happened to cheat down. The touchdown wasn't on me." But then you like, yeah, man. You know, I just gotta try to guard my man better. I just gotta stick to him. But then, Cam, if you break it down to what you just said off of George's situation, okay, then you take another situation. Look at J-Mo. The Lions didn't give up. Mm-hmm. Like, look at his situation.
Yeah. It's one of those dynamics, bro. Like, everybody's development curve is going to look different. And the fans are unforgiving, especially when they see other people thrive. I give you an example of CJ Stroud and Bryce Young. Bryce Young was the number 1 pick in the draft. CJ Stroud have an unbelievable or a monumental rookie campaign. And now, you know, you got a coach that's fired, a GM that's fired. You got so many individuals that now they didn't still give up on Bryce Young because Bryce Young is actually coming into his own and they're reaping the benefits of that. Now, he hasn't shown that the consistency of putting up the 350 yards, but in the league, you really don't need that. You know what I'm saying? But let me ask you guys this though, because this has been the hot topic, with everything that's going on, and we mentioned his name in DK Metcalf.
Oh yeah.
Could y'all share stories? Because I think the fans need to understand, here's a guy who was wrong, right? Of reacting in that manner on one hand. But can you guys share an example of heckling gone too far?
Yeah.
And now, through the fan and the players' interaction, you feel naked. Yeah. You feel like, hey man, I just got hit with something. You know what I'm saying? Now it's preventative measures when it's been escalating all game. You feel what I'm saying? I think the fans need to understand, what is it like through the player's lens where I've said at a micro level, I feel extremely protected in any type of venue from the NFL. But the macro level, I feel protected. From the micro level, when you start to put the microscope to it, on the sideline, I feel naked. Walking to the locker room, I feel extremely naked. It's like fans have this access to you that you feel like a zoo animal sometimes. It's like, that's him. Like, shut the hell up. Hey, you're an asshole. And then when you look at him, it's like, I ain't say that. He said that. You know, Terrion, you're garbage. Go back to Bama. Go back to Tallahassee. We didn't want you. Like those things that you go through as a player, not a lot of people can cope with that. So I'm curious to know what you guys' experience is.
I mean, I feel like, honestly, a lot of it has to do with propaganda as well. You know, I think the media has put an output into it and towards a situation where it's like, yes, DK was wrong in the situation, and obviously he could have handled things a little better, but ain't no telling what the fan may have said that may have caused that reaction. You know what I mean? Because I think there's a reaction towards everything. You know what I mean? I think previously it seemed like he was holding his composure. Then he obviously said something out of line. And that's where it becomes where you draw the line when you got to separate yourself from being a fan. Because from a fan's perspective and lenses, we are here for their entertainment, you know? And when they sit there and watch the game, they're supposed to watch the game for their enjoyment, not to heckle or not to interact with players in a harmful way. And I feel like when the media gets involved into it and they make it say, oh, DK's a bad guy, DK did this and that, he's wrong. But if you look at it like from the fan perspective, you know, the dude was a grown man. He know how to control his words. And obviously he said something crazy. And obviously I don't think the media has really, you know, honed in on that, what possibly could have said.
Have you had a situation where you felt the fan went too far? And what was it?
I haven't had rarely any, like very seldom, I had an instance where it caused me to react, but it was close. Just like online, you know, cyber stuff online. Like, I mean, when I committed to Alabama, that was like the biggest thing ever. You know what I mean? Because it was LSU in Alabama. I got some Louisiana ties, my family from Louisiana. You know what I mean? I was big on LSU, but you make a business decision, you go to Alabama. And obviously from a teenage perspective, you making a business decision. You know what I mean? This is one of the most important years of your next life. You know what I mean? You're going to spend the next 3 or 4 years at this next college. So obviously you're going to choose wisely. But I had fans go in my inbox saying racist remarks. And it's like, you know, as a player and somebody that loves the game of football, that's doing what's best for him, it's like that is not deserving at all. And it's like, that's when it gets to the point where you separate football and now you're making it more personal because you feel like you could say something like that. And I also feel like fans feel that way because they want to see a reaction, necessarily so, but they know in their subconscious mind that, okay, this player not going to do nothing. You know what I mean? Because he knows that player has everything to lose. I don't have nothing to lose. So I feel like that's their reasoning behind it as well. So
I look at it as far as like 3 instances. Like my first one, same thing with Pat said. Like when I chose to commit to Bama, sign with Bama over Florida State. Like, that was big. I mean, you know, I'm from Florida State. And like just being a 17-year-old kid and then receiving like death threats, like the death threats, like, okay, that didn't bother me. Like, it's me. Like, all right. But then, like, when you see stuff as far as, like, people saying what they gonna do to your little sister, your mom, I think at the time, my sister was, like, 3. Like, I'm looking at an innocent little girl, and I'm like, how could you say something? I mean, now, you know, and Cam, think about it, like, even with you, like, you got a different love daughters. Like, how could you say something like that? Like, regardless, like, as a man, I'm confident in myself. Like, as a man, we talk to stand on our own. But everybody knows once you get children involved, like, come on. That's where like it's off limits. Even kind of how they say in the streets, like, you feel me? Like if you catch a man with his kid, like, come on, bro.
Yeah, I mean, there was a quote that said, it was Batman, I believe. I love, the Batman Joker kind of dynamic. But the question was posed to Batman. It was like, why do you wear the mask? And Batman responds, I don't wear the mask to hide from anybody or to hide myself. I wear the mask to protect the people that I love the most. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And when you do what you do as a football player, we are masked athletes. If you didn't know who Pat Surtain was, if you didn't know who Terrion Arnold was, if you didn't know who Cam Newton was, when you see him out, the number one indicator for a football player is strong neck, big biceps, big arms, big shoulders. But for a lot of football players, they go undetected. You know what I'm saying? Granted, you may be Tom Brady, you may be Patrick Mahomes, you may be these individuals that stand out outside of their helmet. But when that's the line.
Yeah.
And I'm good with competitive banter. Yeah. Boy, you trash, boy. Boy, you'll never be as as good as me, boy. But when it comes down to family, when it comes down to racial, when it comes down to even sexual or religious kind of things, it's like, that's okay, bro, you're gone too far, you know. And a lot of times I feel that no matter the fan base, no matter the fan experience, more times than not, when you have these conversations with players, they feel that the fans they're untouchable. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I can do whatever I want to do to you. And I spent my money, I spent my ticket, perform, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can feel like that. But then it's like, well, even when you have a situation, because let's speak facts too. DK Metcalf has voided his $40 million. DK Metcalf in 2 weeks will not make $500,000. DK Metcalf may not think that that's a big deal because DK Metcalf has just signed his contract. Well, when DK Metcalf is 36 years old, out of the game, similar to myself, that 40 mil, bro, is going to be missed immensely. That 500 bands is bye-bye. Adios, vamos, it's gone. And now you have a fan who may have poked the bear and might have been guilty. But all it turns into is I didn't say that. Why would I say something like that? Pat, I would never. But knowing good and well, that's why I've challenged leagues to, bro, you got to put buffers in place for both sides. Because it would have took somebody to say, DK was not wrong. I heard the man make a racial slur. I heard this man call his mama C-word. I heard this man say everything that DK was saying, and then it would have been forgiven. But now that we have a situation where it's a his word versus that word, the league is going to take the fans' way because it's all about the fan experience, which is cool. Yeah, but now you're villainizing the players that makes the fan experience even better. And that's what I just don't understand and I don't get. So why wouldn't you add an extra layer of security for the betterment of understanding on both sides? And it's not to say, hey, security, hey, get this person. It's that person's responsibility to see the smoke. And before it becomes fire, they diffuse the situation. Now DK is in a better situation. Now the fan understands, hey, bro, hey, sis, hey, you've been warned. We're not using that type of language. Not here. They're still human. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where we need to challenge the leagues because I think the NBA does it right. Like if you've ever been to a basketball game and you have floor seats, not only kicking them out, they have
even if a player like come on,
out of
there. But they got security that's stationed in places that hear the hecklers, that sees it where it's like, okay, no, you doing a little bit too much, big dog. Hey, come on. Let me go and revoke them seats. And if the fans knew that they had, or the players were backed by the leagues, not as, oh, you supposed to know better, because everybody does not know better. It's a natural
but like
result.
what you said too, everybody got different situations too. Because I know I done played in games before. I had stuff going on off the field, and I was real emotional. Like the slightest thing want to make you tick, and then on top of that, you still got to go out here and perform.
Bro, I've seen something. I was watching a game, and they made it a mandate this past year where we're talking about from the professional level. Well, my heart goes out even more to the college players, because I don't know if you guys ever experienced this, because I didn't. I seen it happen in real time watching a game where it was an upset.
Oh, yeah.
And the fans rushed the field, right? And part of my word, y'all can bleep this out, whatever, but I seen a fan run past a player and say, "Yo," and just ran past, like, what? Like what are we doing in these type of dynamics? And it's like, yeah, the school gets fined $100,000, but really, what's $100,000 in Bear Bryant Stadium, or Nick Saban Field, or Jordan Air Stadium, and Pat Duffy? Like, what's $100,000 to them? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like a slap on the wrist. They made $100,000 in 10 minutes at the hot dog stand. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, nobody's talking about what the players is actually going through, but you're just supposed to be mentally tough. Oh, you're just supposed to block that out. Oh, you're supposed to know better. You know what I'm saying? But when somebody runs up on you and you are emotional about this, like you really care about this enough, that's where you see the malice in the palace. You see guys like Russell Westbrook. You see guys like Marcus Peters. You see guys like LeBron James, like they're not going. And it's too many times we hear the excuse to be the players are supposed to know better. But when the players speak and say like, this is not good for the game, then how can we hold the players accountable as well as the fans accountable?
I think even on like a deeper note, that's the same thing when it comes to like having to go out there and perform and you playing through something. Like I even know with me, like I'm out there, like team first, shoulder tore up, like you playing through that. Haven't had a chance, Cam, to be healthy, but you out here and you performing, and then when something happened, like it's one thing, Cam, to go out there and get beat. It's another thing to go out there and something happen and it's like Pat, like man, okay, you playing through a wrist injury, somebody hit your wrist in the next play, you still got to line up and they throw it. Like it's different, but you can't go out there.
You have restrictions or ailments to making you be the best version of yourself because you're not 100% healthy.
And I know with me, Cam, like even with me, like bro, it was hard for me, bro. Like not being away from my teammates, like Cam, it was hard for me, bro. And then like when you find out, like, dang, you come back, boom, then you playing good. But then, Cam, after the game, you going through it. Like, the adrenaline, the wore off, Cam. Like, man, even like, bro, we played the Packers. Like, bro, when I had that hit, Cam, I made the hit. I come to the sideline. My teammates said, "Dang, but that's how you feeling today?" Cam, I say, "Yeah." Like, but like, Cam, and then, bro, that go all the way back, Cam, to how we talked about, like. That go all the way back to even being a black man in this world. Like, I can't go out here and let you see me weak. And then take it, like, you don't even got to put race in. That come as far as being a man. I can't sit up here and show you that I'm weak. I got to provide. Like, they can't see you like that. Your kids, Dad, do you cry? Dad, are you really Superman? Like, that go all the way back, Cam. Like, go all the way back. And, like, even as far as what you're saying, like, I think, too, like, even like how me and Pat, like one of the reasons like we started the podcast, like we want people to be able to come on and be vulnerable. Like you want to be able to come on and talk about stuff that you don't see from an instant. You don't know that, okay, before I had like my shoulder surgery, I was struggling to sleep at night. Like I'm hurting, in pain. 22 years old. You don't know how you're going to be when you're 40 years old. Same thing what you said, Cam, 36. You don't know what it's like when you lost that 40 million. Then all these people asking about you, and then you looking at bank account, Cam, that check, like, me and Pat just got paid. Your check ain't coming in no more.
Yeah.
It don't hit like that. And I think a lot of people need to understand, but what you made $100 million, what you mean you ain't got?
Pocket
It's
watching.
like, listen, bro, a lot of people need to understand simple financial education. You lose or you become broke, not because you spending. It's because, number one, you gotta pay your taxes. That's first and foremost. I think number two is your spending habits has to be backed by an engine that's bringing an income in. So if you're not bringing that income in and you still have those same spending habits, that's how you start to thumb through the check. Like you burning gasoline through it. And like you look at, we all had those teammates, and I know y'all got them on y'all team, and they will remain nameless up until the point. But it's like, bro, you don't make that type of money for you to just be coming in here in the Urus. Yeah. Like you don't have that money to be coming in here with a Bentley Bentayga, bro. Like you don't. Bro, you got chrome. It's like, bro, be smart, bro. But I never was the splurger type. But when you start to see certain individuals, and as I started to grow in the league, I'm like, bro, I know this dude gonna be broke, bro. Because he's the guy that's out, like he wants to be seen with the money. Like for me, I'm broke as hell. As hell, you know, I'm cool with somebody like thinking that, oh, bro, he ain't got it. It doesn't make me no different if you think I got it or you know I got it. Bro, I'm cool with doing my same basic stuff. You give me a cigar and something sweet to drink, lemonade or some doggone iced tea, I'm good.
I think that's confidence, man.
Do you think that like financial literacy should be implied more in schools? Like, cause just think we go into college, we learn about a major, we talk about science, we talk about like math or like trigonometry, stuff like that. You think financial literacy should be applied more in the schools now, you know, before real life start to happen? Or it's just...
Even if it was mandatory for individuals, I don't know if it was mandatory for y'all as rookies, but you go through these rookie symposiums, you know, that the team provide too. Like you go to the rookie symposium and then like there's a program that the team set up for you. Like every Tuesday or every Wednesday after practice, you got 30 to 45 minutes that you come and talk. Well, it's the same thing with financial literacy. Even in those meetings where you're mandated to go to, it's cats that don't really want to be there. You have information that's at your disposal, so it's not to blame somebody and be like, "Well, I didn't really know." Bro, all of us to some degree, I would give a number of about 60%, if not 70%, if not more, are what we quote unquote call new faces or new waves of money in our family lineage. Everybody doesn't come from money. Everybody doesn't have this structure to keep money. So we have to figure this out for ourselves. Now you go through a splurging time where it's like, ooh, well, I ran through that one. Hold on. Everybody may not get another time. But what I would challenge anybody to do is, bro, read a book. Ask for help. Use your money to get educated on money. And it's inexpensive. It's one of those things like now you can go to YouTube University for the free ski. You don't even have to pay for a premium subscription. Then you have apps like that or influencers on Instagram, TikTok.
Man, you don't even got to watch a video, you can watch a short. What if I say, how to make such and such, how to save such and such, 45 seconds. I know even like with me, Cam, like part of my whole thing, like I wrote it even as a kid. Like when I got my money, when I became successful and I've still stuck to it, like I would never touch an NFL check. Like still haven't. I spent all my marketing money. Like, hey, you know how my grandparents is, how my mom is. Like, hey, man, why you, hey, marketer. Oh, I ain't gonna say nothing there. You good, boss. You good. Like, NFL checks put up. I don't even see it, Cam. Financial advisor handle that. Money I see in my account, Cam, is that marketing money, man. Like, yeah. But now we kind of went off though. Like we gonna really
went off a little track a little bit, man.
So now, yeah. So look, if you could drop prime Cam Newton into today's NFL, what system or coach would you want to play for, and why?
Well, it has to be somebody that I've seen do the things that I've done. I almost had the opportunity to kind of play. Well, I did. But what Josh Allen has done for the Buffalo Bills under Joe Brady this year, Joe Brady, crazy enough, was the coordinator when I went back to Carolina, but got fired. But yeah, I would want to run that back. And, I see so much of myself in Josh, and I'm a fan of Josh, and I see how he's playing at a high level, not just, with his legs, but above his shoulders. And it's one of those dynamics that's like, okay, he's getting it. He's shattering all the records. And now he's the face of the new age quarterback. Lamar had his run, hopeful that he can get healthy back at playing at a high level. You got cats like Jalen Hurts who has flashes. You see guys like, so many different instances that's just like, bro, he different. And it's all contingent upon if they get in the right scheme and philosophy.
Cam, so obviously you had your run with the Panthers. Panthers doing big things right now. You see Bryce Young doing his thing. I seen his growth from day one to where he is now. Obviously I played in college with him for a little bit throughout his college career. But what is your connection with him today? Do you still reach out to him?
Man, it's a dynamic where I'm always here. And coming from a player, I know how I would want somebody or would have loved somebody to be for me. You know what I'm saying? I've seen Bryce numerous times. We've exchanged information. We've texted each other. And then I'm not going to be the guy that's going to send the text week in and week out like, hey, bro, I seen that. That's not what I responded to. You know what I'm saying? I'm the guy that's like, yo, if we see each other, we're going to have a moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I ain't even going to lie to you, bro. Like, it's like how you do this. And I'm giving you the game. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here if you need me. And you know that. I've been a Bryce Young fan since they signed him. And I was always challenging him to be him. To be him. Like, don't try to be Cam Newton, bro. Please don't try to do that. Be yourself, and the city of Charlotte will embrace you for that. And what are we seeing now? Like what I seen the last game, man, they just came off a big win versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, planning on playing them in another week or two. And the city's back, man, and I know that you have rough patches, and it's the challenge for him and the challenge even for the Carolina Panthers have been sustained success. How can you have a season like this and follow it up with another good season, you know what I'm saying, where everybody's kind of trending in the right way?
Yeah, I'm glad they stuck with him, though, because it's paying fruition for sure. Yeah, Cam, so obviously you had your tenure with the Panthers, had a great vested career with them. Do you still keep in touch with the organization right now? Do you hold, any ill will towards them, even though, I feel like you left a legacy there. Obviously you had your talks about the Panthers organization, so tell us what's that like?
No, I haven't, really talked to nobody there. They've reached out, but respectfully, like the mass spam mail of like, yo, we want you back. It's like, come back and you always be welcome. But I'm like, two things can be true. I've always been open to coming back to Carolina. That's first and foremost. And I think people need to understand that. But what people need to also understand is when you are busy, I'm in my hustler's phase of my life. Well, redefining what Cam Newton, how people receive Cam Newton.
And perceive.
It's a 25-hour day, 8-day a week, 366 days in a year of constant just gone. Like I was telling my lady today, it's like today was like a rarity where I slept without any alarm, any nothing. And here I am, I'm jumping up like, hold on, what's today? All right, I'm good. Cause you on TV, you on First Take, you on BET 106 in sports. You still got to do your podcast and your shows with 4th and 1 and Funky Friday. And then you may have an appearance over here. So it's not to say that I don't want to show support. I show support in ways where I tip my hat and say, bro, I'm watching. I watch everything when I can, but to actually physically be there, I don't have that schedule to just pop in a dynamic, given, the situation of where I am at in my post-football career.
That's real. Okay. Even this right here. Like, 'cause, like a lot of people, I don't even know if people know this. But like with you and like with me playing on your 7-on-7 team and like just seeing you in a different light, like I'll never forget this. Well, we was at Myrtle Beach, and I remember when a guy approached you. He was like, "Man, Cam, can my son get a picture?" He was like, "I'm with my daughters right now. Like, I'm gonna take the picture though, but hold on, just let me finish doing what I'm doing right now." And like being in that light right there, I will never forget this. Like it's ingrained in my head. The dude, look, he said some words to you, and he said something that was like out of line. Like it was like out of line. And I'm looking like, dang, bro, like all because like a picture. He said he was gonna take the picture. Like, so that like kind of lead me to this. Like even like with you being the type of parent you is, because you outspoken and you this and that. But like one thing, like even our meetings, like you was like, man, I don't play about my kids, man. And like, you got 9 kids. Like, hey, well, yes, we know you have no self-control, brother. Like,
if I didn't have self-control, I would have had 19 easy.
but look though, look. Yeah, so you actually adopted, like and you don't even use that term right there. But I know like with me, like even like having a little brother, being around my brother Leon and stuff like that. With us growing up with like different dads and stuff like that, they used to be like, "Oh, well, that's your half brother." Like, no, there's no such thing. That's my brother.
I don't incorporate that in my vocabulary.
Yeah, so like kind of like expand on that, like right there, like kind of how that makes you feel, or like just us like seeing you in a different light. Cause people don't really get to see you in that light. It was rare that I got to see you in that light.
Yeah, see, I was always taught right from wrong. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in a 3-parent household, like I mentioned. My grandmother, my mother, and my father, right? And growing up in the church and even in that household dynamic, you always think like, man, I'm grow, I'm go to college, I'm gonna get married, I'm gonna have the kids, white picket fence, play in the league, and live happily ever after. Well, that wasn't my reality. And as I tell people, just like I will empower y'all to do as well, bro, make the most and the best out of your situation. It's no such things as losses in life, because you're looking at a person that has been to the bottom of the bottoms and still found a way to make it to the tops of the top. And every time when I went to the bottom, it didn't impact my confidence, or it didn't discourage me. When I got to the top of the top, I remembered that feeling at the bottom, understanding that I went through that for a reason, that God prepared me for this moment, right? And understanding that when you start to bring children involved that are innocent souls or innocent bystanders, my daughter really, when she first said daddy, and she was at the age of 5, me and her mom was dating at the time, and she said, daddy. And I was like, what? And I was shocked. It wasn't shocked because I didn't want her to call me that. I just had never heard those words before. And when I took myself out of that situation because I had to process it, it was a voice that said she respects you as her father figure. And what am I going to do? Shun her away? Or really take that role and really maximize it the best way that I know how? So when you see life through that lens, you get a newfound respect for, the parents that's out there that are fathering and mothering children that they didn't biologically have themselves. And you start to say, man, you have a responsibility, because anybody can be a mom, anybody can be a dad, but not a lot of people can be mother and father figures.
Yeah.
Just because you're the appointed mom or the appointed dad doesn't mean you're a father or a mother. And so much has happened in my life where even my own father has been father figures to other fatherless, kids, that they look to my dad as like, man, Pop, man, I'm going through this, man. I need to just chat with you, and, growing up as children, everybody's road is going to be different. Some kids may grow up as the man, as a 5-star athlete. Other kids may grow up and be late bloomers. And you still need love, care, and nurturing environment and words that's going to get you to the best version of yourself. So that's all I try to do to all my kids. And I look at them in a way where they all have different, sides of me. Yeah. Stubbornness, smart, intrigued, fashion, athletic, funny, silly, goofy, but also sensitive.
Yeah.
And, that's what children will teach you as the adult. And I love to take that challenge each and every day.
Do you think that's kind of like what inspired you to get into the new light, even as far as when you made the jump to start your 7-on-7 team? Because I know when you first started your 7-on-7 team, you was not thinking it was going to impact this many people. And just even,
you know what's crazy, Terry? Yeah. A lot of people don't even know that I'm really locked in with the kids. Like, I ain't never went public and been like, bro, I just talked to Terry yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just pulled up on me, or I just talked to Travis stuff. Like, if I give a laundry list of players that have came through my program, it's going toe for toe, if not the best, because I never did it for the clout.
Yeah.
I never did it. I just had this conversation today, and somebody flat out asked me, he's like, bro, why do you do 7-on-7 if it's not about football? I say, I do what I do in 7-on-7 because I lure kids because of the game of football. It's a sport that teaches you a lot about life. And if they skin their knee or they bump their head, I want to have already had a relationship with them to check them when they're wrong, and also celebrate with them silently when they did something right. Because it's easy for people to jump on the bandwagon like, boy, you went first round, boy. I was there, boy. Like, nah, I'm not that type of person, bro. I'm the dude that's in the background gonna play my role and encourage you when you skin your knee and you bump your elbow and you hit your head and saying like, man, what was I thinking?
I remember that. I remember when we had our little thing, like we meeting or whatever. Your Pops and Pat, Pat, it's a true story, bro. Pat, this man Cam Pops and this man Cam Pops say, and I just want to let you guys know, man, my son is doing y'all a favor. Like, Pat, I'm 15 at the time.
Yeah.
He said, my son is doing y'all a favor. You know why? Cam know what I'm gonna say. He says, Pat, he's doing y'all a favor because millionaires don't hang around broke. I'm like, what? Like, I'm 15 at the time, Pat. I'm 15, but I'm like, I'm kind of taking it to offense. Like, I'm like, dang, like, all right, man, like, we ain't having, but we trying to get there. And then, like, Cam came back. Like, this is like a real moment. Like, he comes back, bro. He like, hey, man, man, my pops is giving y'all the real reality. That's kind of how he is, man. I've come to terms that he'll never change. And then he was like, but to expand on that, what he's saying is, it's kind of like this as a man. You don't really get to see somebody like this in this type of light, and they express to y'all they flaws. They laugh with you. They build with you. They joke with you. And then like the one thing, even just from like even on the team that people didn't understand, like bro, Cam was like one of the biggest like critics, but not only after that, like it's like what all parents did. Like after he did that, he'll always build you up. Like after, and then like when I got a chance to really see it, because I was having this conversation with my partner, I'm like, dang, bro, like my season got cut short. Like, hey, like we was, hey, like y'all, hey, they sit up there, you know, Cam will tell you, like they sit up there, man. I was amazed, and I was great to see what Travis Hunter was doing, but I hit Cam up like, Cam, hey, you know, like if we would have had the rest of this season, like you really would. Pat, Pat, receiver. I'm trying to tell you, Pat. Like Cam will tell you right now, like Pat, I'm trying to tell you, like okay,
you going crazy.
You was the team that was impacted by COVID,
yes,
right? And that was what was unfortunate. But you know, since we're on a platform, I started 7-on-7 my rookie year, and like I said, I always did things unbeknownst to a lot of people. Right, I would spend my off seasons flying back and forth, not private. I was flying. The good thing about being in Charlotte and Atlanta, there is a flight that leaves every hour on an hour. So once I got out of OTAs, I would fly back to Atlanta to practice with my team, to fly back the next day. I was doing a lot, but I knew that it had major impact to these kids' lives. Because one of the main things to Terrion's point was I did not see guys that pulled up in the Rolls Royce Wraith legally. I didn't see guys that had real Coogee and Gucci and Louis Vuitton on legally. I seen them, but ain't no telling how you got that money.
Hey, you seen him, Cam? Then 3 weeks later, you like, yeah, I just seen that, but they just got that boy. Facing
you feel me?
Pat facing 50 to life. No bill.
It's easy. It was easy for me to do that because I knew I wanted to empower all the kids to say, bro, I committed to football. And this is what happened. If you commit to football, bro, this is your blessing too. I'm not the one that's going to show like, hey, bro, look what I got. I'm showing you just because you can be empowered to say you can have this too. And what better way to say that you can have this too by seeing it at a firsthand basis where you can touch the person, you can talk to the person, you can laugh with the person, cry with the person. And this person is a real person because every player that comes through C1N always goes through this phase. They go through the phase of, oh my God, I'm on Cam Newton team. Then they go to a second phase of, oh man, Coach Cam cool. And then the final phase, it's like, oh man, that's just Cam.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when you become, oh, that's just Cam, you get a brother, you get a father figure, you get a coach, you get a mentor. And that's the beauty of doing what I've done. And it's not to get the recognition because my heart has always been in the same place. And we coming off of a week where we just had another tryout, making this our 15-year, season this past Sunday. So it's still rocking and rolling at a high level, bro.
Cam, I got last question for you before you hit the road, my dog. I appreciate you though, man. Dropping a lot of knowledge, dropping a lot of gems. Okay. I ain't gonna lie, we need this. We need this for sure, bro. But this is a fun question. I mean, it's kind of subjective now. So obviously you're a Heisman winner, a national champion in your collegiate days. Mm-hmm. Where do you rank yourself amongst, top college QB career seasons? Like, I know you're going to say you're the best at it, but obviously people going to say this and that. But tell us about that, man. How was that college experience, and where do you feel like you rank?
The reality that people forget is that I was just doing T.I.'s podcast the other day. And jokingly, I was like, I'm your favorite football player's favorite football player.
Hey, boy.
Because Pete, my resume is every hood dream. Like, I'm really from Atlanta, Georgia, bro. And I was the number one player drafted I was the Heisman Trophy winner. I had the opportunity to go to a Super Bowl. I won an MVP, and I can go to any hood in the world, and I also can go to any corporate event in the world. It's like, bro, why look back at my life or career and have to judge when I've seen the best of every world, from the highs and the lows? In high school, I was a 5-star. In JUCO, I was a 5-star. In college, I was the first pick. In the NFL, I was like, you see what I'm saying, bro? I would tell the kids all the time, I really hope that you guys get from football what football gave
That
you.
boy said, hey, hold on. That boy said, I'm your favorite football player. Favorite football player.
That's real though, bro.
Hey, man, hey.
Hey, you got that one, bro. Hey, no cap,
hey. Cause what we talking about?
Well,
like, I know a lot for me be, oh man, you didn't perform or you didn't jump on a fumble for the Super Bowl. Hey, that's a lesson to me. It's like, as soon as you second guess yourself in life, which I second guess jumping, an opportunity missed. But guess what though? I learned from it. But they forget, bro, I won a national championship. They forget what I did in college. It's like, bro, I didn't stop. I was never comfortable. Yeah. And now that same person that played football at a high level, that's why I'm working every single day. I do life at a high level. I'm working every day. So when you talk about, boy, that boy going viral again, it's a skill, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm sitting up here saying, Wave Entertainment need to look at me like they look at Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce. I want that type of money, ladies and gentlemen, all these producers. I get it. Come on, brothers and sisters. You know that I don't know what's going on. I do everything at a high level and I'm super competitive. I just know that I study things and I'm saying to myself, dang, why hate a Jake Paul? Why hate a Logan Paul? Because he gets his jaw broke? The dude grossed $120 million in 30 minutes. What is he doing that I need to do? You feel what I'm saying? Like we gotta learn.
You gotta move smart, Pat, man.
Pat, that boy said, I do life at a high level. Hey, hold on, hey, Kel, you know, I'm just adding these, hey, Kel, after I pop it and have my little run, I'm just adding these to my captions. Hold on, that boy said, I'm your favorite. Hey, Pat, I'm gonna be on top. Hey, I'm gonna be on top of I might be on top of the field goal post, Pat, smoking a cigar. I'm your favorite football player. Like, hey, Pat,
that sound like a quote on the album cover or something, bro.
Hey,
like
what?
Intro.
Hey, Pat.
Hey,
bro. Pat, I'm gonna be in Ghana shaking hands with a giraffe. Boy, I do life at a high level. Like, hey,
standing on a giraffe ears, like I'm at this high of a level. You feel?
We don't see alike. I'm at different views, bro.
Different views. I'm Drake. Views from the 6 views. While you down there, bro, it's like, and I'm gonna send you the life raft. I'm gonna send the rope, Rapunzel. I'm telling you, I'm gonna come get you.
I'm coming back. Hey,
like, they look at me in this situation, bro. It's like, man, I get it. They don't realize how intelligent and how cerebral and how analytical I look at life through. You don't think that wearing hats is intentional? You don't think that the way I type is intentional? You don't think that the way I view certain things is intentional? Because now my competition is not Terrion. My competition ain't Pat. My competition is not Tom Brady. My competition really is not Jason and Travis Kelce. My competition now is Casanet. My competition now is Mr. Beast. My competition now is DDG. All these streamers and content creators, the guy that the workout fitness guy. It's like, bro, these guys you have to study. So they want to pose us against each other. So I'm like, bro, Terrion, man, if you go to the Super Bowl, get all your Pro Bowls, Pat, get all your Pro Bowls, get all that money. Because now when you start to be on the latter part of your career, you will have a resource to say, hey, bro, Cam, what I'm supposed to be doing now? Say less. Because I had to figure it out for myself. Given the circumstance where like folks wasn't coming to get me. They wasn't coming to be like, hey, bro, we about to give you a Brady deal. We about to give you a Romo deal. We about to give you a Matt Ryan. No, I don't cry about that. I sit up here and say, how can I create value for myself? So now when somebody thinking like me, acting like me, want to be independent like me, I got the whole blueprint and the rubric to give it to you. It's like, bro, here, that's a good deal. That's not a bad deal. Or nah, bro, don't do that. You're going to sign up. That perpetuity word is a very strange word, brother. Lock in that contract. I'm the guy that can really speak to the guys and say, hey, bro, I don't want nothing from you. I just want to help you because you're not my competition. What I'm learning from is how these major productions and these major studios and what Netflix, Paramount, and Warner Brothers and these Disney, what they're doing, you know what I'm saying? And breaking it down for our, betterment as athletes and former athletes.
Hey, man, hey, man, this for everybody watching, we coming back with it. Cam Newton episode 2. We got to drop in person. Like, hey, y'all see it. Y'all heard it here first, man.
It's a lot more to be discussed. I mean,
this is more, hey. We are on a time crunch. It is a lot more to be discussed that we need to dissect, ladies and gentlemen. We know that he will be giving his brain to research, so we will be dissecting it while he's still alive, man. Hey, me and Pat, we missed last week. We did not forget about y'all, man. We have a special surprise for y'all, man. Christmas coming up, holiday season, man. This episode get over 1 million, man. I'm going to send you a signed Cam Newton jersey, a signed Patrick Surtain jersey, and follow it up with a Terrion Arnold jersey. Happy holidays, everybody, man. We wish y'all nothing but the best, man.
Appreciate Cam, man. Stopping through. Real legend. Doing it for show. You heard it from the man here first, man. Doing this thing. Shout out Cam, bro. Appreciate you, my dog.
Appreciate you, bro. Y'all be good.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
Toyota's all in, all season, bringing back another exciting year of Toyota Game Day giveaways.
The official automotive partner of the NFL is rewarding football fans with a chance to win epic giveaways every week of the season.
Predict between big plays happening in the second half of every Sunday night football game and get a chance to win prizes like Brock Purdy Sequoia, NFL shop merch, and more.
This week's giveaway is Bears versus 49ers on Sunday, December 28th. Pat, what do we got for him this week?
100 fans will win a $250 gift card to Lowe's. That's definitely good for a few buckets of paint or whatever you may need.
It's 22 weeks of fun and thousands of prizes. Head over to toyota.com/NFL to learn more. That's toyota.com/NFL.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Ends on February 8th, 2026. Open to legal residents of the 50 U.S. states and Washington, D.C., 18 and over.
For complete details, how to enter, prizes, and official rules, visit www.toyotasgamedaygiveaways.com.
Close on Sundays, viewers. We got our boy, fresh off a road playoff win, doing big things for Alabama. Shout out my boy, Ty Simpson, getting the job done last week on a tough road victory against Oklahoma. We know you got a lot going on, so thanks for joining us, bro. Let's get right into it. Now straight into the Rose Bowl against the number 1 seed. When you get a win like that and immediately have to flip the page, what's that mental shift like for you?
Yeah, first off, appreciate you guys having me, man. Been wanting to get on here for a minute.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, bro, like it's kind of the Alabama way, you know what I mean? Like y'all boys know, every week's just a new week, and especially with these, expanded playoffs, right? Like you just got to keep going. The biggest thing for us is with the SEC schedule that, we got to play, every team top of the country almost, every week, right? Like it's just like an NFL schedule. So,
yeah.
Honestly, it's nothing new to us, right? We go down there, get a big time, emotional win. Now we just got to flip the script and, go do it again.
Yeah, that's what's up, bro. So Obviously, y'all going to the Rose Bowl, playing against Indiana. It's a special bowl game for sure. Got a lot of history into it. It's the 100-year anniversary of Alabama's first national title, which was also a Rose Bowl win. And you're also playing for the program's 1,000th all-time win. How aware are you of that history, and how do you carry it without letting it become pressure?
Dang, I didn't know that. I didn't know all that.
It's a lot of history thrown at you, man.
I ain't know that either.
I ain't know that either.
Hey, but it's really cool though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you think about like all the years going back, even to when y'all were there, right? Like y'all built this, and you know it's the reason why I came here. It's the reason why I stayed. And you know the biggest thing is about building, you know, your brand, or as you know Saban says all the time, and creating a legacy. And what other, you know, what would you rather be doing than to, you know, make your mark on the 100th Rose Bowl national championship win, and then you know 1,000th win for Alabama football. Like it's, you know, it's what you came here for. It's what you stayed. It's what you dream of as a kid. So I'm super excited.
That's big time, bro.
So, you know, with me and you being teammates, man, I feel like just watching all the success you have and everything you had to endure and go through, bro. Like a lot of people don't really know the real Ty. Like, man, I remember it. And, you know, just even taking it back to 2023, which was my last college game, you know, we was at the Rose Bowl playing against Michigan. And we lost. So, I mean, what is like with you being there, being in that atmosphere, not playing in that game, but just seeing the emotions, knowing what's at stake, knowing it's a reality, and then just fast forward, bro, 2 years later, like you leading this team back. Like it's crazy how God works, and it's crazy like the type of positions that you in. Like I know you probably didn't think about that, and I definitely wouldn't have been thinking about that. So what would you think, like, what is your approach going into that game, and how are you feeling since you've been in that moment before?
Yeah, I know, Terry. I've grown up a little bit since dancing at 12:25.
Hey, Pat, that boy thought that boy used to be them Darty. I used to say, yeah, you man.
I still get down a little bit.
You said them darties?
At them Darties.
I remember them darties, cuz.
Hey, Pat,
not the darties.
Scrimmage.
In the springtime.
Hey, fresh off the scrimmage, Ty went in there with second team, cooked up. You know, you feeling good.
Yeah.
You know, you feeling good. So, yeah.
No, it's I mean, it was a long journey, as you know, bro. Like, you know, I remember going that game, right? Like, everybody was mad that we got in anyway because everybody wanted Florida State in, playing a Big Ten team, Michigan, who was the national champion, and we had a lot of opportunities to win. And honestly, like looking back at that game and seeing the stuff that we did to lose the game when we really should have won, and it went to overtime on the last play of the game. It's almost set up the exact same way this year. You know, playing the Big Ten national or the Big Ten conference champion. You know, playing the number 1 seed. Right? People didn't think that we should have got in. So you know, a lot of correlation. It goes back to that game. But I remember, you know, being in the locker room, you know, seeing you being emotional. Jay Mill, everybody was emotional, bro. Like that was, everybody knew like we should have won. Like, you know, people were going and doing their thing, like going to the league and stuff. And we had a really good team, like talented wise, bro. Like we should have won it all.
Yeah, it was a heartbreak. I was at that game, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I might have seen you, bro. I was
there, man. I was on the sidelines about the second half and had to tune in, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, bro.
You know what's crazy, bro? The first play of that game, I said, yeah, I know we finna win. Remember, Caleb caught a pick.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, I did. I forgot about that.
Talking about his foot was out of bounds.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, my God. I forgot about that. But, dude, it's the same exact thing, though, you know? Just, I remember sitting in that locker room, though, and just, you know, feeling some type of way. And just knowing that, hey, like when it's my turn, man, like, you know, I'm just going to make sure that I do everything I can to help us win. And so, you know, that's all I can do, really, you know, in this game, right? I just got to do my job. You know, that's what Saban preaches and what DeBoer preaches all the time. You know, just do your job. And if you do your job and, you know, let God deal with the rest.
So like you said, man, Ty, y'all had a loaded QB room. Obviously, Alabama had some QBs from years past. We talk about Jalen Hurts, Tua, Mac Jones, Bryce Young, and Jalen Milroe. You had the opportunity to play with Bryce and Jalen. What made you stay at Alabama being that you could have easily transferred, knowing that the transfer portal is booming right now, NIL, all that. You know, people just go for the bread. Like, do you have any advice for guys trying to decide if they should hit the portal since you stayed and gave yourself a chance to develop? And tell us, man, like, what was your decision to stay?
Yeah, for sure. First off, right, like coming in, when I was, a high school guy, like I knew the, room was going to be loaded. I knew Bryce was coming off a Heisman season. I knew they, really, really liked Jay Mill, and his athletic ability and how he can, flip the play or flip the game in one play. And me and Saban talked about that. But what really stood out was, Pat, like your year, the 2020 year. Yeah. I think about Mac being there, and then Bryce, and just guys who could have left, right, like Lander Dickerson, Dylan Moses, who could have went to the league. But you got guys who are on both sides of the ball who are first round draft picks. And then I get there, and Terrion's there on defense, Kool-Aid, Dallas, Will, and I'm going against guys like that every single day. And as a competitor, right, like that's all you can ask for, and even though like I'm not, playing, I'm treating it like a game, and I'm going against, basically like an all-pro NFL team. You know what I mean? Like, I think, Terrion, your sophomore year with BB, you, Kool-Aid, Dallas, Will, like there was probably...
Yeah, that's a squad, boy.
Dude, there was probably 15 NFL,
Bro, it was
dudes on that defense.
Pat, look. Me, Will, Dallas, Kool-Aid, BB, Malachi, JB. It was still Byron Young. It was still at line. Who was that linebacker, man?
Henry
was that linebacker. I think C. Harris.
Christian. Yeah.
Bro, it just
there. Oh, and then I mentioned, bro, hey, we still had Eli Ricks who had came in. Long live Reed. We still had Kyrie. Bro, like we was oh my God.
And then not only that, bro, but like on offense, right? We had Bryce, we had JC. J-Mo was there. Jameer, like, dude, just all types of players who I could learn from and could compete with every day. And then my freshman year goes on, and me and Jay Mill are competing for the job. Jay Mill ends up winning it. We go to the Rose Bowl or whatever. And so a decision comes up about, whether to leave or not. I knew Jalen had a good year. He could have gone pro, but he decided to come back. And so I was sitting in Saban's office, and we were just talking. And he was like, what do you want out of your, career? What do you see yourself, being? And I said, I just want to be a first-round draft pick, coach. Like, you knew this coming in when I was a high school kid. Like, I want to be the best I can be, and I want to get developed and, make sure that I make the most out of my ability when I'm in the league. And, once you think about and pray about all those things, man, like it was really a no-brainer, right? Like, even though Jalen was coming back, I could still accomplish everything I wanted to accomplish, right? Like, I could still win a national championship, win a Heisman, be a first-round draft pick, like all those things. It just wasn't in my timeline. Yeah. And I could learn after Jalen, and I learned after Bryce, right? Like, those years aren't just, wasted. I learned so much from those two, and then going against, guys like Terrion and, that defense every single day, it made me better, honestly. And I thank God every day that, I made that decision to stay, because I also, if I was on the other sideline and I saw my best friends who, I played with and went to war with on the other sideline, it just would kill me. And it wouldn't feel right wearing something else besides the script today.
Dang, bro. I ain't gonna lie, Ty. You done really came a long way, bro. I remember when you first hey,
bro.
Pat, when he first got there, bro, like, I'm talking about a scout team, Ty was literally like, he was treating it like a game. I'm like, fam, stop holding the ball and throw the ball so I could practice catching picks.
I ain't gonna lie, Ty. I could tell, like, your intangibles, bro. Like your years ahead, bro, for sure.
Nah, Ty was always years ahead from as far as wisdom. I remember we had something go down, man, in the weight room, man. This when him and Jay Mill, they battling for the starting position. Guys wasn't lifting right. Ty said, hey, man, you know what? I'm not one to really say things, man. I don't even know if I got the right to say things, but I just want to say, man, like, if you're not giving it your all, man, then basically, he basically says, I'm like, shame on you. Man, I remember that. Me and Kool-Aid was in there like, bro, who is
I had to earn my stripes then,
And
bro.
then it was crazy though, Pat, because like it was a full circle moment, bro. Like seeing that, but then when I came back and I had seen him on A-Day and just watching like the growth and like seeing him, like how you already know, bro. I text you all the time. Like I'm proud of you, man.
No,
Like,
for sure.
Ty, I got a question, man. For the viewers, give us a day in your life, man. Give us, your regular schedule, you know what I mean, day in the week as a student athlete. Not many people know what a student athlete life is like. So
on top of that, Pat, most people don't know this too. Like even when
you're a quarterback, so it comes a lot with being the quarterback as well.
No, for sure.
Even when I was there, when Ty won playing, I kid you not, workout. 6:30, like it's rough to get up. You know, Pat. Ty in there
6:30 too early, bro.
Ty in there 4:30. Now look, man, he done had a little success, Pat. I don't know if he's still sticking to how it was when he was trying to get to where he's at, Pat. But Ty was in there 4:30 watching tape. Like, man,
no, 4:30 for sure. I'll give y'all the rundown. So we're a morning practice team, right? So just like a mid-season game, we got to check in on Tuesday by 6:30. And so I actually learned this from Jay Mill. Jay Mill always used to get there early and just get his bodies right.
Man, Jay Mill don't go to sleep, man. Jay Mill be up at 3 o'clock.
Bro, it's the craziest thing.
Damn, he a little vamp.
Bro,
it's a craziest thing.
Like on grind type time.
Dude, it's insane. So we got to get there at 6:30, right? So I'll wake up about 4:30. And I live about 5 minutes from the facility, so I'll get there around 4:45, 5 o'clock. And I'll watch tape, whether it's from like normal downs and get a good feel of like what the defense does and what that team does, and get my mind ready for practice. So I'll look at our calls, look at our plays, look at the defensive plays and the formations, and just get a good understanding of like, all right, like this is what they're going to do on normal downs. Get your in the right mind frame and stuff. Then I'll go get breakfast at 6:30, and then go down to the training room, get my body right, feeling great. And then we'll go to meetings and then go to practice. And we'll get done around like 11:30, 12 o'clock at practice. So after that's all done, right, I'll shower. I'll just be in the training room. And then I'll catch up on sleep, whether it's, napping or, just relaxing in the training room, get my body right. And then around 3:30, 4 o'clock is when I'm usually done in a training room. And I'll go watch more tape of what's coming up the next day. So it goes normal down, third down, red zone, and then I'll get a good overview of everything after that. And so we'll have at 5 o'clock we'll have a walkthrough, and we'll walk through the corrections, and then blitz pickup, and then the plays, the install for the next day. And then after that, I'll watch some more tape just to, go to sleep and understand like, hey, this is what they're going to do on third down or whatever, get some food, and then I'll go back to the crib. So I don't, I'm there at about 12, 13 hours.
Ooh,
you got a girlfriend?
Damn near. No. Yeah. Come on now, you know better.
Oh, my bad. Hey.
you say you know better. You said I'm out here living, boy. I'm Alabama quarterback, boy.
It's crazy, Ty. Somebody I used to go to high school, they called me. They was like, I'm trying to get put on with Ty. I'm like, man, he want to talk to you. Just like
Pat, them Tallahassee. I already know, T. Come on now. Look. Florida State did me dirty. I gotta stay away from Tallahassee.
Stay away from the streets, my boy. Yeah. So, Ty, a lot of people say you're one of Saban's last disciples. So we know you got one. Me and TA be talking about it. Our craziest Coach Saban stories. Do you have one you want to tell the viewers?
I'm trying to think of a clean one. You know what I mean? Like,
hey man, just let it all out, man. Hey, bro, we all had our stories, bro.
All right. So here's a good one. So Terry, this would have been when you were there because OB was there. And I love Coach O'Brien to death. Like, I still talk to him to this day, like, think a lot of him. But, during the spring, Pat, or during fall camp, they got all the visitors, right? Whether it's teachers, recruits, coaches, right? And one day, everybody was there. It was the most people I've ever seen. And so Saban, like during the staff meeting, must have told him like, hey, like watch your mouth, don't, just try not to cuss a lot during this practice. We got recruits here, mothers, and just people in general who were high up. And I can't remember what happened. Like something lost, something happened on offense, and OB was getting frustrated and getting pissed off. And then the Boston came out at him, and he was just just dropping GD, like just what I mean. And so Saban was getting kind of mad and trying to just watch it from afar, and then from the other field you could see him walk over here, and he goes and he says GD, he's like, GD, can we watch your GD mouth, and just like he's cussing more than OB, trying to get OB to stop cussing, and it was like a thing in a movie, and just going back and forth like what's going on,
Yeah.
that was pretty funny. But
No, you kept it clean too. I like how you said that too.
I had to,
GD.
man.
But look, since we haven't gotten a chance to really spend time with him like you have. I mean, we've heard great things about him, but what's your craziest Coach DeBoer story? And like, what's one thing the world should know about him?
The craziest Coach DeBoer story.
Like, it don't have to be
all right.
bad. It could be, yeah.
I got a funny one. So, first off, right, like, I know y'all didn't get to play for Coach DeBoer, man, but like, he's one of my favorite coaches of all time. Not just coaches, like, man. Just the way that, he presents himself, how, genuine he is, like how much he cares about, his players, like it's unreal. And honestly, right, like everybody, wants to compare him to Saban and be like, well, he's not Saban, he's not hard or whatever, but he does it in his type way. And that's what I really respect about him, because, a lot of people can get caught in the madness of, well, he's not Saban, and he can never live up to Saban, but he doesn't really care about that. He just cares about being the best coach he can be, and just being himself and getting the best out of his players, and he's going to do it his way. And I respect him about that, because how many people can want to take over after the GOAT? Like that.
Hard job.
Yeah, exactly. But I got a funny story about Coach DeBoer. So, during team meetings with Saban, right? Like, there's no music. Everybody shuts up, and he's talking. So, Coach DeBoer's team meetings, we play music, and it's kind of like his walk up music, his theme song. So one day, we're like Young Boys on or something, or just some type of, music that, everybody's singing to, like getting ready for practice or whatever. And he walks up and he's like, you like that? Okay. That's my playlist. And if he said it once, he probably said it 8 times. Like, you like that? I picked that out. Like, and dude, every time now that we have a song that everybody sings, like, that's all he says. And so it's so funny, because it's such a dad joke, and it's everybody like laughs, but like it's really like, all right, like, come on.
Yeah.
we know you didn't pick that.
He got some dog to him then.
That just brought me all the way back, bro, because Ty was like my locker mate, bro. Ty used to say some of the funniest stuff, Pat, but like, it used to be so funny, because like, it wasn't funny. Like, he would be like, man, bro, I just heard this crazy joke, bro. Y'all want to hear this joke? And like, he'd tell us the joke, and like, Pat, you know how like it is, like you hear the joke, but like you start laughing, but like the joke isn't funny, but you just laugh because like the joke.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Jace used to rub me up about that.
No, I ain't gonna lie. Now. Hey, that's when Ty actually became funny, because like we used to be in the locker room, like, Jace would say stuff to Ty, and Ty would be like, bro, I'm not going, bro. Like, I remember one time, but he was like, you want to fight? Like, what?
I pressed Jace. I pressed Jace in a heartbeat. He was my locker mate too. Like, I pressed. The funniest thing too, like, Cool would be on the other side, and he'd be up there with me. Like we stole his. Remember when I stole his chain one day? And he got so mad.
Bro,
Jace know what's up.
Not the chain. Oh man. So Ty, you actually have some history with our boy TA. Do you have any crazy practice stories or memories about him, or listeners should know? Don't be shy, because he in here now.
I know
TA, your boy. I know you in here smiling, but
that's crazy.
Any stories about my dog, man?
That's a crazy question, Pat.
I mean, yeah, which one should I start with, really? So I guess it would have been like my first interaction with Terrion. He was my host, like on
Oh
a
yeah,
visit.
he told me that. He told me that.
And so like I didn't really know what to expect because like I was I was in high school still, and we were trying to get this who was it? Oh, it was Evan Stewart, Terrion.
Evan Stewart.
It was the Evan Stewart, and and we went back to Bryant, back to Terrion's room, and we were all just chilling, having a good time, like just chilling with the boys or whatever. And Terrion was like, I can't remember if it was Terrion or somebody else, but just was pressing Evan about his TikTok.
Oh.
And he was like, fam, I ain't gonna lie. You come here, you finna get bullied about TikTok, bro. Like you better stop playing, like all that stuff gotta stop right now. And they were going back and forth. And I was like freaking out because I knew like we really wanted this guy, and I was like, bro, like I didn't really know what to say. And then next thing you know, Terrion is making TikToks in the locker room later that season. So I was like, oh my God.
Hey, you used to always say that. You did used to always say that. I forgot about that.
But I got another funny story too. So it would have been after spring, right? After a spring scrimmage, and we were going to a Darty. And it was Terrion and JB. And of course, right, like freshman, white quarterback, like blended with the frat guys, So I was trying to make my way to. I know, like, hey, in a couple of years, I need to find I need to find a good source so I can just go to all the frat parties. And so Terrion and JB get out of the car and they see me walking and they're like, yo, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going to a Darty, like, let's roll. And Terrion and JB look around, they're like, let's ride then. And so we went to the Darty, had a good time, and after that I felt like I earned my stripes. TA was like, he was like, all right, I can mess with this white guy, like, let's go.
Nah, he was. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, Pat. Like,
that's what's up, bro. That's what's up, bro.
He was the man at the Darty. The stage fell too. But nah, look. Ty, I've really had a chance to see you grow from the beginning to what we're seeing now. And, it didn't come overnight. And, I'm really, really proud of you. And, my next question is, what's something people say about you or about this team that you don't think is accurate? Like, me and Pete started this podcast just as far as, like, it's a lot of things that we hear and a lot of things that are perceived or, like, misinterpreted. But, like, what is something that you've heard? I wouldn't say that gets under your skin or anything, but, like, just something that you've heard that is, like, it's not true at all.
Bro, honestly, like the thing that pisses us off the most as a team is one, when they come after Coach DeBoer, like that frustrates us to a certain extent of like, what's, why. And then two, when they talk about, like Kalen DeBoer's team and the 2025 Alabama team, like, isn't tough. Like, that really gets under our skin because one, right, like playing in the SEC is tough anyway. And not only that, playing at Alabama is tough. So the stuff that we have to go through on a daily basis, and then, not only that, but like, fourth quarter, in the summer workouts, right? Like running stadiums and stuff that, people don't do, right? Like that really frustrates us. And then two, the schedule that we go through, right? Like, playing, at Florida State, right? Like we know what we did there, but that was a hostile environment and we learned from that. But then going to Athens, playing, a ranked Vanderbilt team, playing a ranked Missouri team at the time, Tennessee, right? Like going to South Carolina, playing Oklahoma twice in the SEC championship, like just, just things that build up over time, that most teams, can't do in 2 years. Yeah. You know what I mean? And we're doing it in a season. So, and the resiliency in those games from, like last week being down 17-0, the South Carolina game, coming back in the fourth quarter, the Missouri game, coming down to the wire at that game, and just, having the mental intensity to, come out at each week and play against those ranked opponents. You have to be some type of tough. And when people say that, we're not tough in that aspect, that really pisses us off. And, it's like bulletin board material for us, honestly.
Dang, you really are PR trained. I have to ask this too, we kind of wrapping it up. Are you aware that the Alabama fan base, they have multiple names for you since no one knows your full name? Like, it's Tyrone, Taquavius, Tyler. Which one do you think you like the most?
I mean, you know me, like Tyrone, you know, that fits good. But, you know, they need to add Vanilla Vic in there. That's I'm going to trademark that, yeah.
You know, for the people that don't know, what's your real name?
So my real name's Tyler. So it'd be Tyler Wilkerson Simpson.
I ain't gonna lie, I thought he was about to say Tyrone or some shit. I would have let this chill, boy. All right, give us your real name, Tyrone Simpson.
Hey, you crazy.
All right, Ty, that's all the time we got, man. Appreciate you for joining us here on Close on Sundays, kicking it with us a bit, all the jokes and laughs, man. You already know Bama Sci-Fi, rocking with y'all boys 100%. Go and finish it, bro. Much respect, dog.
Appreciate you guys, man. Like, stuff we do, bro, like, it's because of y'all. Like, the legacy that y'all left, and my teammates will say the same thing. Appreciate everything that y'all have done for Bama, and you know, we're gonna get it for sure. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, for sure. You leaving a legacy behind too, my boy.
Proud
Remember
of you,
that for sure.
I'm proud of you, Tyrone. I'm proud of you, bro. First college guest on pod, man. You know, after that first game, you know, they counted us out. I love watching you every Saturday, man. Going out there representing, and you know, just everything that you've had to endure. Like, man, everything you done said to Ty, even that little note you got in your locker that I used to sneak behind and read because I was being nosy. You've achieved everything on that. You know, you got 2 more things to achieve on there. So I really am proud of you, bro. So, you know, just continue to just keep being the light that you are, bro. Continue to keep growing. I mean, you're an inspiration to everybody. I mean, you know, you done been through it all, bro. You fought through it. You didn't run when it got hard. You know, God gonna bless you for that, bro. So, you know, go handle business, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys.
That's all we got, folks. Thanks again to Ty Simpson and Cam Newton. Some solid ones, some real ones from coming through today. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us here today on Close on Sundays, a Wave original presented by Toyota. Let's go places.
A lot more to come. Make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe on Spotify and Apple. And from my family to yours, we just want to wish our fans, we're not even going to call y'all fans because we closer than that, man. We just want to wish our supporters a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, man. Go make someone Christmas, man. Go tip a waiter some extra dollars, man. If you could do anything to make someone's holidays, you never know what people are going through, man. Be a blessing to others.
Happy holidays to some real ones. Thank y'all for y'all support all the way through this season, man. Thank y'all. Happy holidays. Enjoy the holidays with your family. Spend it the right way and enjoy yourselves, man. Appreciate y'all.